Hey everyone, so today I'm making a video in defense of this Koreaboo video. Yes, that Koreaboo video. And I know you're thinking, that's so indefensible. And I know so many men have responded to this video already and really dug their nails into the girl before even getting to a point. So I'm just here to defend this mentality, this video a little bit. First, I think this video is mostly satirical, but I think there could have been a little bit of real disappointment which sparked the video because they say there's like truth in a lot of the jokes that people make. So what is she satirizing? Who is the butt of the joke? She keeps showing average men next to their souped up counterparts in advertisements, and she even says that she felt catfished. Catfished by whom? K-pop companies, K-drama, and other TV shows like Singles Inferno, although in my opinion, the men on Singles Inferno 4 had the weakest face cards so far. To add more context, a lot of content, a lot of very Korean content or pop stuff that's actually popular in Korea, talk shows, etc. is not available. A lot of TV shows that are available in Korea, they're not available for foreigners to watch, and the subtitles are not available in English. So companies and government can be really picky about what they're showing foreigners. They don't show anything that's not beautiful, of course, right, to foreigners. So I think they only show the most beautiful people and most beautiful things to foreigners, right? I think foreigners don't really get to see some of the real kind of day-to-day type people and stuff like that. Even that ability to learn about the people of Korea is limited before coming to Korea. I think she was joking about finding a husband. People always act like women don't make jokes, especially about love, which is crazy, and they act like women can't make edgy jokes. I think she was joking. If you, like, in my opinion, I can hear it in her voice. I think she knew most men would be average. Again, what was really the butt of the joke? What was the joke being told in the video? Because I thought it was kind of funny. The advertising is so fake. The advertising, the entire K-wave industry, and even the government encourages this kind of fake fantasy. I mean, even the Korean airline safety video features a K-pop boy group, which we'll come back later to why it's a boy group and not a bigger group like Blackpink. So now we can all take a deep breath, knowing that the average men in the video were not really the butt of her joke. Let's talk about the possibility of misconception. Not really knowing about a country before you go to visit and feeling catfished when you visit because of online content. This is definitely possible, and I mean, the government doesn't care about your feelings. They even encourage it. I mean, BTS almost didn't have to go to the military, and that was riding on whether or not they had won a Grammy in America, basically. And now let's look at a specific pattern where these are all young girls, and mostly girls who get roasted and called Koreaboos. There's a few strange exceptions, but for the most part, these are girls. So I'm just gonna talk about strictly the dynamics of young female fans and boy groups, because I think Blackpink and ITZY are really big abroad in many countries, but the government doesn't really want to, and they have female fans, especially ITZY, but the government doesn't want to encourage passport bros to come here, solicit certain services, and not even spend money, because everybody knows that the young female fans spend the most money. So Korea doesn't want to be fetishized by men. They don't mind if young girls are fetishizing their men or K-pop groups. Clearly, both the government and the K-wave industries, as I'll call them, all the things that foreigners are allowed to see before they get to Korea, sell this fantasy to young women who don't have their frontal lobes developed. I'm gonna use myself as an example. When I was 10 years old, I was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. I wanted to buy all their merch. I spent my iTunes gift cards trying to buy their music. Like, every time their music videos came on the Disney Channel, I really liked it. I would have given my kidney for a VIP ticket to a concert because yes, I thought I could marry Nick Jonas. Now, of course I know that's silly now, but I would never make fun of a kid because I went through that and my frontal lobe just simply wasn't developed. But this kind of maturity happens through life experience and just growing up, right? Foreign girls who come here to buy K-pop merch and go to concerts and meet idols, it's not really a bad thing. Otherwise, the government wouldn't want it. Generally, it's actually kind of good for Korea and the economy and soft power, especially because they're coming from many countries and turning their currency into the Korean currency, which strengthens the Korean currency. Generally, on the worst side of things, similar to the video, the experience could be more underwhelming for the girls or worse than they thought it was gonna be, and it could lead to kind of deeper understanding of, you know, not trusting the online content actually. Like if we're talking worst case scenario and they don't like Korea when they come to visit, right? But a lot of them probably have a fun time. If they're going to fan meets and going to concerts, I think they must be having a lot of fun when they come to Korea. It's much better than male tourism, right? They come here, they buy the K-pop merch, they go to the concerts and the fan meets, and they go home and they spend all the money and they go home. It's definitely better than promoting like male tourism. You can ask the countries that have issues with that about it. Now I want to bring up a video I saw of a very self-righteous Korean American guy, and the point at the end of his video was there, okay? But he says he came to Korea for the pure purpose of learning Korean, and then he put all of the young, like college age, like 19-year-old women, 18-year-old, 19-year-old women in his language class on blast, saying that they were all obsessed with K-pop idols just like this girl from the video, and they're also delusional. And he made out one of the girls to be a stalker by saying that her goal of coming to Korea was to meet the stray kids. It's just called Stray Kids. It's just meet stray kids. What she probably meant was that she wanted to go to a concert and a fan meet, which you can do. They're a JYP company. They have fan meetings with JYP fairly often, I think. So I think the girls wanted to do that. Or if you go to the building, you might see the K-pop idols. They might go to a concert. I'm pretty sure she wasn't a stalker, but he really made her out to be some kind of stalker or like Delulu person. Wanting like people pay for VIP tickets all the time. That's not that weird. Additionally, about the video, many people tried to call out the girl in the video for being ugly, which is rude. And I disagree. I don't think she was ugly. I'm just gonna say it. She's like definitely like prettier than mid, I guess. But a lot of people just call her ugly. Like, you're one to talk because that's like the easiest, I guess, way to just insult someone for calling somebody else ugly, right? I don't know, whatever. So let's say worst case scenario. The girl in the video wasn't joking and she had lived and learned, and her video randomly blew up so much and got so much vitriol online. Again, it was lacking an undertone of violence that would have existed if she were a male walking around Korea doing the same thing. Or a Korean male walking around America doing the same thing to women. Like, the gender difference, the power difference is there. If a guy had done it, it would have been, you know, more violent undertones for sure. Okay, again, let's revisit really quickly this term Koreaboo that I don't like to use to make fun of people. It's mostly reserved for young women and girls who enjoy K-wave content of very varying sources, and may even fantasize about moving to Korea and marrying an idol the same way I did when I liked the Jonas Brothers at some point, right? This reminds me a lot of the One Direction craze that happened in the 2010s. A lot of hipster bros used to make fun of their teenage girl fan base, or they used to make fun of the guys for like not being real men and having teenage girl fan base. They make fun of all of it, like all these hipster guys who are listening to like Arcade Fire. And it didn't age well. It didn't age well, and Harry Styles became super popular as a solo artist and called that out, and it just didn't age well. Okay, so basically to sum up my points here, girls are not like really being that ridiculous. They're acting like normal people their age in a way that's typically like not really scary or hurting anyone. I mean, this video was not the nicest video, but the guy called out a lot of girls in his class, which is why I had to come to the defense. So most of these girls, they're very harmless. They're not sassing fans. The government encourages it. It's good for the economy. Like, there's really not that bad. The butt of the joke was the advertisements that foreigners see versus what you actually get when you arrive to Korea. It's very different. And like I said, the government is like so big on this relationship between young female fans and the boy bands. So ironic things. Now I'm gonna move on to the ironic things about the situation that just made me laugh. First, I live in Korea. I always get asked if I'm Russian, which has undertones and connotations to it. I get stared at without the added benefit of being famous, right, when I'm in Korea. So I do get treated much the way she treated these guys by guys who look like the guys in the video. Maybe that's why I didn't feel so bad for them. 2, I mentioned before that the clock app does misrepresent Korea. So self-righteous, not like other girl commented on this guy's post about the video, and she commented like, I'm going to Korea to see the palaces and history and the hanbok and the food and to learn about the culture. I'm not going to meet a K-pop idol because I'm self-righteous. And she's like, I know about Korea. I know that if the men were like really worth it, there wouldn't be a 4B movement going on right now. So if you know about Korea, you know the 4B movement is so weak. Guys, I wish the 4B movement was real. I wish there was like real feminism in Korea, but there is not, or I should say women's rights movement in Korea, because there is a feminism, but it's not like what you think of when you think of feminism. And I wish there was a women's rights movement in Korea, but no, mostly women are complacent. They have to stay complacent. So even perpetuate sexism sometimes, especially like the obsession with women's looks. And they have a lot of internalized misogyny like most women. So like really, anyway, that's way off base. I don't know anybody. And just to show you, like, I don't know anybody who knows anybody who's in the 4B movement. I don't know anybody who knows anybody who's a part of the 4B movement. Basically, like, a lot of women are afraid women and men, I guess, are afraid that women's rights is like a radical thing, and if they support it, it's like a whole thing. That's a whole other video. I'm not gonna get into it. I just wanted to mention how ironic that comment was, that she's like, I know about Korea because I watched the clock app videos about the 4B movement. I'm just gonna end the video here on our notes of irony that I saw. Thanks for watching. Please actually like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to ask questions to me about this topic in the comments or anything about Korea. Thanks, bye!